Taurus, thanks for visiting. This is your reading for May 27th to June 2nd. And if you like this reading, as I always ask you, I know that, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you'd like to do, only if that's what you'd like. And I'm going to start your reading right now for Taurus. So the first card you have for your past is Judgment. So yeah, I'm seeing a few things in this card. This can be about a lot of things. Ascension, you know, being raised up. And I think that's what's happened to you. I think you have been on this process of ascension spiritually. I think you're still going through this process, but I think you might almost be there. You're kind of pretty far along in that process, or you were at this time. And, you know, you've changed in so many ways because of that. It's been gradual, so you might not have noticed all of these changes, but I think you might have had some kind of get together with some people. I don't know if it's a reunion, but I think you might have met some people that you hadn't seen for a long time. And I think some of these people were family, or maybe it was just a family get together or something. You know, there's a family on this card. And I think at this time you might have been in the firing line, maybe. There are a lot of questions being fired to you, comments, all of these kinds of things. And I think you might have felt a little bit exposed at this time, like the people on this card, because of all these questions maybe. And I think people are saying, oh, do you really believe that? You know, you've changed a lot. Why do you do that? And where do you live now? And why is it so different? And all these kinds of things. People were very curious, but also some of these questions went a little bit too far sometimes. They might have been a bit rude sometimes. They might have been a bit intrusive. But, and I think some of the questions, some of the people asking these questions or talking to you might have hoped that you might change back to the way you used to be. But you weren't going to do that. There was no way you were going to change back. I think you're so much more comfortable in yourself now than you used to be when you were with these people. So, and you know, I think that's when you noticed this change as well. It was when you went back and you realised how different they were to you, from you, than they used to be. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say is you were more similar to them than you are now. You're very different to the way you were. And so it's like you've changed and they haven't. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of articulate what I'm seeing. It's a bit confusing. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I think you did feel uncomfortable when you were with these people. You felt probably a bit judged as well. You probably were being judged by some of them. But, you know, a lot of these people just didn't like the idea of you changing. They kind of felt like that you were, that was some reflection on them maybe, but you weren't changing. You were not going to change. That's really their problem. That's their thing to deal with. And you're right if that's what you were thinking. So the next card you have your past is the Devil. Yes. Okay, so I'm seeing a few things again. I'm seeing family again in this card. Obviously, this isn't a happy card. There's some unhappiness around this. I think there actually might be someone in your family who's obviously really unhappy, and I'm seeing someone who's actually a bit stuck and they feel a bit helpless. I think this person feels obliged to do things for someone, but it's not just doing things for someone. This is about feeling obliged and thinking that they have to be a certain type of thing for someone else. It's like it's expected of them to be a certain way, if that makes sense. It's very terrible. It's almost like a controlling kind of a thing. I think they're stuck with this person. It might be a marriage, I think. And I think you've always known something not so great was going on in this situation, something wasn't quite right. But I think now that you've been through this process, or you're still kind of there and you're kind of, you've kind of ascended, you're kind of enlightened, you can see this a lot more clearly, I think. And that's what happens, you know, you see both good and bad things very, very clearly. So I think you realised how bad this actually was. You could see it in kind of 3 dimensions now. So if this is all resonating with you and you're still kind of wondering what to do with this and you're kind of having to deal with this, I am getting a really strong feeling that you would definitely like to help them, even rescue them. And of course, that's natural. You care about whoever this is. But I think you really should be, if you haven't already started to approach this, be really, really careful around this, because I think they are stuck. They're stuck mentally. And it's not just a case of them just leaving or moving out. It's not that simple for them. You know, just try to be there for them, listen to them, maybe give them advice, just very gentle advice. But I think this has to happen gradually, and the decision has to come from them. And I think this is going to be quite frustrating for you. But you know, if you go in forcefully, you might lose them. You might lose all contact with them. They might just side with this person and kind of separate from you. And you don't want that to happen, because you're kind of their lifeline. So be very careful with this. Go in very, very, very carefully. So yeah, the last card you have for your past is the Knight of Cups. So again, I think this is also about this person who you wanted to help. You probably are still in this situation now. And I think also, you know, you've been through this situation, you've been through this kind of process where you've changed, and it's made you a lot freer. You feel a lot freer than you used to. And I think that makes it even harder to see people who aren't free. They're kind of stuck. It's like they're in the opposite position to you. And that makes it even harder for you to see that. And, you know, this is the Knight. This is the Knight that goes right up to the edge of the water. And obviously the water represents emotions. And then he hesitates when he comes to the emotion. So I think when you're going through this process of helping this person, what's going to happen is I think they're going to go backwards and forwards a bit, probably a few times, because of their emotions. Their emotions are going to stop them from leaving a few times. That's the barrier that's there for them, their emotions. Because I think even though they're stuck with someone who I'm sure you think's horrible, they love this person, they love them. Their emotions, they love this person. I know that's hard for you to understand, but they do. And that's why they're stuck there. So, you know, again, I know this is a specific thing, but if this is all resonating, please be careful around them. And just know that this isn't going to be a linear process. They're going to go backwards and forwards. They might leave them a few times and even come to you. They might even stay with you or something, and then go right back again and stay with them. And then they might come back again, and then they might go back again. That's going to happen quite a few times, I think. Try not to, I know it's hard, but try not to be frustrated with them. Just say, well, when you're ready, I'm always here. And so they feel that there's some comfort with you. You're their safe place. You don't want them to feel as if you're angry with them and this other person is their safe place. You want them to feel as if you're their safe place. And when they're ready to leave them, they're going to come back to you. That's how you need to make them feel. I hope that all makes sense to you. And I really hope, because I do see someone stuck in a really bad situation, and I really hope that whoever hears this is you know, understands this and they can help this person properly. So yeah, the first card you have your present is the Ace of Cups. Right, so yeah, I'm seeing a situation here. This is about someone, this is about you, this is about love, this is about you, this is about someone who loves you. This is a completely separate situation. Someone loves you, they absolutely 100% loves you. This is what I'm seeing in this. Now, they're a reserved person, they're a quiet person, and they're not usually a very emotional person. They don't like to show their emotions, and they don't quite know how to do that. They haven't learned how to do that. Now, I hope this is going to make sense. I'll try and explain this to you. It's like this person feels a lot of emotion for you, so much emotion, that it actually might feel a little bit scary to them. They're not used to feeling this, but they can't help this. This is how they feel, but it's kind of really scary. Look at this cup, the water's just flowing out, so they can't help it. And you know, I think the change that's happened to you has made you more open in love as well. Certainly opened with who you'll open up to in love. So this is all kind of new for you as well, this situation. But it's a lot harder for them. And you know how they feel. I think you know that they're holding back a bit. But again, this is all new to them. They're not used to this. They're not used to expressing their emotions, and they're not used to feeling such deep emotions. That's what I'm seeing in this. So this is a process. They're going to have to go through this to get to the bottom of this, to feel their emotions, to learn how to express them to you, and they're going to go and do that. Look at this beautiful dove on this card. It's about to be immersed in the water, almost like a baptism, and immersed in the emotions. So after this person's able to go through this and they're able to do that, they immerse themselves in their emotions, they fully embrace their emotions, they understand all of that, that's when you'll see this big change coming from them. And so this big flow of emotion is going to come out to you. They're going to really fully express how they feel to you. And that's what's going to happen. It's so, so beautiful. And it's going to be so different because they've never expressed that to anyone else before. You know they're very reserved. And I think this is even going to become, well, this is going to be a big surprise for you. You won't be ready for this when it happens. Well, you will now because you know. So the next card you have, your present, is the Hanged Man. So I think there are some sacrifices. This can be about sacrifice sometimes. There are some sacrifices that you'll either, that you're either already having to make for this relationship, or you will have to soon. I am seeing a friend around this. Might be an ex-friend now if you've already been through this. And I think this person is going to have to leave the situation. You're going to have to lose this person for the sake of this relationship. That sounds very bad, but it's not going to be, because I think this has been building up for a long time with this person. I'm actually seeing someone who doesn't approve of this relationship that you have. And I think, you're open to hearing what people have to say, especially your friends. But I think there's no reason for this person to disapprove of your relationship. And what I'm seeing here, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I think they're trying to reflect their own situation, a negative situation that they've been through, onto you. They've been through a past situation, it's been a bad love situation, they've had a breakup, it's been really horrible for them, and they're reflecting that onto you. Because sometimes I see reflection in this card because of this upside down man. Okay, this might sound really strange. I'll try and explain this to you. You know when you look at your reflection on the inside of a spoon and it's upside down? If you've ever tried doing that, maybe it's just me. Try doing that and you'll see it's upside down. On the inside, it's upside down if you look at your reflection. Okay, I won't keep saying that. But a spoon's concave. So it's in one way and it's out the other way. So they're looking at themselves being reflected on you because they're seeing themselves upside down like this man in this card, and they're pushing their own experience out onto you like the spoon that's being pushed out. So yeah, they can see their reflection in you. It's not real because what they're imagining you're going through is not real. I hope that makes sense. So you're going to ignore, I think, this person's disapproval. And if that's what you're doing, I really think you're doing the right thing. Because I think this relationship, whether it's here or not, I think this is a friendship that's going to eventually end anyway. Because I think they're a very judgmental person and I think they're not seeing things clearly. They've been through a bad situation and I think you're getting all of the kind of negativity from that, and that's not good for anyone. So yeah, I think you are gradually going to end this friendship if you haven't already. So I hope that made sense. I know that was a bit strange. So the last card you have for your present is the Ten of Cups. Yes, you see they are wrong because this is all what's happening to you. This is beautiful. This is what you have. So yeah, this is about you. This is about the love that's around you right now. And this person who loves you is still a little bit reserved. They still have that process. They haven't been through properly yet, but they will go through that. Because this is a promise. This is about a promise, or knowing what's in front of you. Because this couple is, right on the outside of the scene. They're looking in on the scene. They can see what's in front of them. And there's a house that's right at the distance. It's up on a hill. So they know it's there. They have a way to go to get to that. But they know it's there. They can see it's there. And they're happy looking at it, knowing it's there. So you know this person loves you. You know that. You know they have things to work through, but it's there, it's going to happen, and you'll know that, you can feel that already. And if this is resonating, if you feel that there's a person who really loves you, they're not able to express that to you yet, there's some reason why they're holding back a bit from you, they are going to move forward and express their love to you, and you are going to have a future with this person. That is what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your future is the Six of Wands. So yeah, this is the victory card. This is the victory card. So I'm seeing some different personalities. You have a lot of different personalities inside of yourself, and that's what I'm seeing in this card. You're strong and you're happy to take the lead on things. And this love connection of yours, they're not a weak person. And yeah, they're more reserved than you. I can see that everywhere here. But they're happy to be on the sidelines. They're happy to support you. So this is a really good person to have around you. And I think eventually this love connection, and some of your newer friends as well that you've picked up when you've ascended, when you've kind of made this journey, I think they're going to become almost like a new family to you. Because what I was seeing in the Judgment card was that you have been, or you are, feeling distant from a lot of your family. They're quite judgmental towards you. So now you have this new support group around you, and there's going to be a lot of closeness around this from these people. Now, I'm not saying that your family's abandoned you, or you're going to abandon them and you don't want to talk to them ever again. It's not that. It's just that you have or you have had, and you are continuing to have or experience this distance from your family. You're still going to see them, you're still going to be fine, there's no big problems around them, but you are distancing yourself from a lot of these people, and you are growing closer to this new friendship and love family. That's what I'm seeing in that card. And I think if you had stayed around your family, I'm not saying physically, I'm saying in that mental state, if your mental state had stayed in the same way that they think, you would not be feeling as strong and as powerful and as successful as you are today. Because look at this man on his horse. He's so successful. He's up there high. He's riding high. He's very proud of himself, and you should be proud of yourself. So the next card you have for your future is the Ten of Swords, yes. So, yeah, I'm still seeing a lot of problems and a lot of arguing, even anger between you and this friend in the Hanged Man, this person who really, really isn't happy with you. This is going to drag out for a while until it's time for you to separate. I think they're going to try to engage with you. They're going to try to argue with you. They're going to be very angry towards you. They want you to see their side. And I think the best thing for you to do is to, I think this is a message telling you not to keep on engaging, arguing, going backwards and forwards with them over and over again, because you'll just become exhausted. You'll just be so tired, you'll end up flat on your face like this poor man on this card. And if you listen to more of their hurt and their insults and their anger, you'll just remember them, you'll take them with you. When people insult you, you remember them, it goes into your mind, and they stay there for years and years. If someone says something nice to you, sadly often that doesn't stick, but if people say nasty things, they can stick. So you don't want to hear that nasty stuff. So just try to not engage with them very much, because if you do keep on engaging with this person, you'll end up like this. Not literally, they'd be in jail if you end up literally like that, but kind of with all these kind of horrible things they have to say kind of stuck inside you. And you don't want that. So, you know, try to, because you are going to separate eventually anyway from them. So you may as well do it now. You may as well do it now and avoid all of this horrible hurt and anger and, you know, negativity. Yeah, so the last card you have for your future is, yeah, the Five of Pentacles. So, yeah, this is what I'm seeing again. This is reflecting everything here with this person, this friend. This is why they're so upset. So they're projecting this broken relationship that they're having onto you, or the one that they've had. And the reason why they're doing that, I'm not making excuses for this person. I'm just kind of trying to give you some insight into what might be behind their behavior. So they've been through this broken relationship. They've been left out, all cold and dark and destitute, and all of that that's happening in this card. They might have been blocked by someone. They might have been ghosted by someone. And because of that, they haven't been able to let their anger out at that person. Now, the person who's been horrible to them, they deserve their anger, but you don't. But they have no outlet for that, so they're giving their outlet to you. So you're becoming this kind of thing that they're kind of pushing all their drama and their anger onto. And you don't deserve that. You absolutely don't deserve that at all. And they don't deserve the way they've been treated either, but they shouldn't be pushing that onto you. So I just wanted to give you that insight. That's what I was seeing in that card, of why they might be acting toward that way toward you. Again, that's not an excuse, but yeah, again, the best way to deal with this anger in this person is to walk away and leave things and say goodbye before things escalate. Because I think this isn't the sort of person you can try to talk to reasonably. It sounds horrible that I'm saying, oh, go and abandon this friend who's hurting. It's not that. They're very, 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 very nasty. And I think you have tried to talk to them. I think you have tried to help them. I think you have tried to do all of that. This stage is beyond all of that. This is the final straw, when you've tried to do everything you can for them and they're still nasty, they're still angry, they're still, you know, horrible. And you can say to them, look, I've tried everything I can. You're not listening. You're still nasty to me. I've done nothing to you. And I really can't have this. I can't be around this negativity anymore. I'm sorry. That's what I'm seeing is going to happen between you and this friend. And that sounds like I'm you know, finishing this on a negative note. That's because I've got this card here. But yeah, you and your partner, there are beautiful things ahead for you. There are beautiful, beautiful things ahead for you. So try and focus more on that. So Taurus, I really hope this resonated. But general readings, as you know, can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if that's what you would like to do. And thank you so, so much for watching.